Hello, everyone. Before we begin, I'd like to let everyone know that I'm not a spiritual master, I'm not a medical doctor or an expert of any kind. I'm just a country pumpkin sharing his theoretical perspective for entertainment purpose only. And the topic for entertainment today is why don't I like Buddhism? On a personal level, for people to experience Buddhism or any kind of experience, I have no problem with that. What the problem I have is with the organization itself and how the media is being used to redirect people's perception of things, how it's being used to trap people within the matrix, how it's directing people how to behave and act and accept and do and everything else. Is the propaganda to media, especially to media, or how the organization itself is operating that I have a problem with. For someone to a personal experience of whether they want to be a Buddhist and how they practice Buddhism, it is their personal choice. But when their personal choice is affecting the collective timeline, how they're being used to manipulate the public perception that's interfering other people's free will choice and experience, then I have a problem. Just like the way public speech is being, to a certain degree, when you're free speech, free to express, you infringe on other people's freedom and free will choice, then there is a fine line, there's a limit. The same thing with personal experience and how you want to experience and live life. The way Buddhism is being portrayed and being redirected, especially when a lot of people right now are being unsatisfied, are being disgruntled, being unhappy the way religion, the way Buddhism is happening, because they're focusing more on directing people toward a donation box. All the sharing, the teachings, and it's just corralling people toward the donation part. Even if they're not corralling people to the donation part, they are being sharing fear mongering, disinformation, distortion. They're not really teaching people the mechanics of ascension, of how to master oneself, how to overcome oneself, our weaknesses. They're just regurgitating propagandas through the books that has been set and determined this is what they have to spread. And we have media events like to play good cop, bad cop, and to take away the distraction of people leaving religion, leaving Buddhism by portraying, we have a certain recent event. There's one guy who's practicing because in Vietnam, the norm is not go begging for alms. Thailand and other nations, that's more common. In Vietnam, people stay within the temple to practice Buddhism. And we have there being one guy is with his name is Minh Tuệ, is been going around walking to north to south different places begging for alms as trying to learn or practice one of the teachings of Buddha. Well, practice one of the Buddhist teachings as is not popular in Vietnam. And what the media is trying to show us, look at him. He's practicing true Buddhism. The other guys, they've been walking the wrong path. They're not doing correctly. And this is how you're supposed to do it correctly. He is the embodiment of Buddha, blah, 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 blah. It is how the media is trying to portray him and have all the many YouTube videos just suddenly pop out of nowhere is how they're pushing that agenda, that topic on to everyone to redirect people's perception of Buddhism, of the religion itself. how the invisible hand behind is pushing YouTube channels, people, Facebook pages, the media in general, to focus on him and how he is, quote unquote, practicing the correct Buddhism, and the other people are corralling people toward the donation box, how they are living lavish lifestyle. They are being erring on the path instead of heck with that stupid organization, the organization that's demolish it, or let's step away from it. It's trying to corral people back by saying, this is the proper way. That's the problem I have with how religion and the media being used as a tool to control people, control how people think, behave, believe. It's like a propaganda machine. It's not a place where people can experience. Okay, they want to learn cultivation, you want to ascension mechanics, whether it's a correct means or not correct means, I don't care. It's a personal choice. But when your organization you're attending has some ulterior motives and agendas, then I have a problem. When your temples is no longer a sacred place, but an energy harvesting place, then I have a problem. Just like when I see someone operating a Ponzi scheme, a scam, as someone who is conscious and aware, I cannot keep silent. I can make it known. Then after that, it's other people's choices whether they continue with the Ponzi scheme and the scam or not. I'm just bringing awareness, and people have a different choice, different way to experience, to step away or continue with the path of Buddhism, to be continuously caught within a system or walk away from look for a different experience. The West is more discreet when it comes to Buddhism because there are not that many temples. But the same thing happens with Christianity, and the Roman Catholic Church is more blatant with other things. But right now, I'm just focused on Buddhism because it's right in my face. It's in everyday life. It determines everything. It's ingrained in people's blood, and that is separated. It's like trying to get the people out of Matrix. They're there to defend it. They're there to believe things that they do not know as fact unconditionally. It's like believing a theory as a fact when it's blatantly stated in your face that this is a theory, like Darwin theory of evolution, Big Bang theory. It is a theory. Don't take it as a fact. But people take those things and many other things as fact when they're just an assumption. Therefore, as part of my sharing and bringing awareness to things, religion is one of those topics, especially Buddhism, to make people aware so that they can choose consciously what they want to experience instead of being falsely led, although that is in itself another experience, which is okay. But we're at the end game. End game means it's time for us to move to the next stage. and the time to play around, to explore is up. And I want to remind people that it is up. And to wrap it up. And not hold everybody else who want to move forward stuck in the same spot longer than needed. They have enough time to play for 1,000, for 1,000,000 years, or million of years already. Okay, thank you, everyone.